Ladies and gentlemen, it happened again. It happened again. A white man stabbed a black person, calling the N-word at outside of a Boost Mobile store in East Flatbush, Brooklyn. It happened last Thursday, and witnesses said that the white guy um, did say the N-word and then stabbing him, and he's been charged. But now they said that they don't even know if this incident is a hate crime. Are you kidding me? So I'm gonna go ahead and play this news story. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, reaction will not show you the video. However, you will hear the audio of this news clipping, and after that, and then I'm gonna continue the rest of my commentary.
Show started. A man
is recovering in the hospital from what witnesses are calling a hate-motivated attack. And even though a suspect was arrested and charged, community members, they are not satisfied with this. News 12 Brooklyn's Tony Chow in East Flatbush to tell us why.
Bloodshed at the Boost Mobile on Church Avenue.
Come in the Boost Mobile store and stab the guy.
Where police say a man suffered serious injuries after he was stabbed multiple times Thursday evening.
He got stabbed in his back.
The witness who posted this video online claims the attack was fueled by hate. She says a white suspect stabbed the victim, who's black, while calling him the N-word.
I can't believe this. Here in Flatbush, in our Afro-Carib community, how?
Police say 30-year-old Michael Fasulo was taken into custody later that night and is being charged with assault and criminal possession of a weapon. Sources tell us he has a long rap sheet, but police are not investigating this as a hate crime, saying even if the racial slur was used, that doesn't necessarily mean it motivated the attack. A distinction community members are calling a travesty.
When it comes to our community, they just can't say, well, it's this when, and they try to dilute it from what the truth is. Because any other community, they do not do that.
Instead, leaving it up to the community to call out what they say is obvious.
It is a racist, bigot issue, and that needs to be addressed. We want to make sure that we as a community come together, we protect each other, we police ourselves, and make sure incidents like this never happen again.
In East Flatbush, Tony Chow, News 12, Brooklyn.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. There's a story. Now, I'm going to do some background of the suspect, the man that did the stabbing. His name is Michael.
Exhibit at the Brooklyn Botanic Garden, one that its leadership.
I'm sorry. His name is Michael Fasulo, 30, has been charged with 2 counts of assault and criminal possession of a weapon and a stabbing inside the Boost Mobile on Church Avenue, which, for those of you who lives in the Brooklyn, is in East Flatbush area. See, I told you guys what is going on. And the people, y'all can call me conspiracy theorist all you want to. But this is facts. You got white supremacist terrorists, sleeper cells, is carry out attacks like no other. Right? Remember the incident in Oakland, California, when a white supremacist stabbed a black girl while she was went out on a subway train in Oakland. And another incident in Arizona. And see, most of them are with mass shootings, but also they doing knife attacks as well. So, and then you have another incident in Arizona when, just like the Jordan Davis situation, the white person stabbed this young 18-year-old boy, all because he was listening to rap music. And now this situation. Luckily, he was just wounded in his stab wounds, but I think with this situation, he'll make it. The victim will be okay. Now, with that being said, this is what disturbs me about this case, right? They said that they don't know if this is a hate crime. Are you serious? A white man come to a black dude, called the black man the N-word, and then stabbing him, and then walked out of the Boost Mobile store, and you said it's not even a hate crime? Now, I know Tariq Nasheed, he was on a live stream talking about an incident that happened in Brooklyn, and I believe it's the same store I'm talking about right now. And he said a T-Mobile store, but it's really not a T-Mobile store. It's really a Boost Mobile store. But we'll get there. So I'm going to go ahead and continue reading this article. And I want everybody to understand that this is so important. That I'm gonna let you guys know how serious this story is, because again, we're dealing with white supremacist sleeper cell terrorists are attacking, doing soft targets, attacking everybody they can, whether it's a mass shooting or a knife attack. So I'm gonna continue reading it. It said News 12. Okay, it said, excuse me, let me just start from the third article. It said footage of the aftermath shows the victim being lifted onto a stretcher with blood all over his pants. A witness account posted online said Fasulo, who is white, called the black victim the N-word. Now, this is what trips me out about this. This is, the next line I'm about to tell you, that is really absurd. But I'm gonna go ahead and read this. It says News 12 is told that even though slurs may have been used, it doesn't mean that the crime was motivated by hate, but that is a distinction some community members consider a travesty. I'm gonna stop you right there. Who told News 12 that this is not a hate crime? I just don't get it. Somebody probably in the white community, probably the powers that be, saying, "Well, yeah, it was a white man called a black man the N-word, but that's not a hate crime. Really, because he stabbed a person and it happened in a black community." Fool! If a white man tell a black man to call him an N-word and stab this guy, stab him probably multiple times in his body, that, my friend, is a hate crime. But it's gonna be people gonna say, well, it's not a hate crime, because again, yes, he said the N-word, but that's not a proof that it's a hate crime. I'm gonna continue reading this article. It says, it is racist, bigot issue, said community advocate Anthony Beckford, and that needs to be addressed when it comes to our community. They just can't say, well, it's this, and they try to dilute it from what the truth is. Because any community, they do not do that. And he's telling the truth. Now, if the same incident happened in the Jewish community, it'll be all over social media. It'll be all over the mainstream media by now. If it happens in the other communities in New York, it'll be all over the media. But since it happened in East Flatbush in Brooklyn, which is a predominantly black community, they're going to say something like that. Well, yeah, he said the N-word, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's a hate crime. Are you kidding me? And according to this, it said the Fasulo, who was the man that stabbed this black dude, had a criminal past, has a linked criminal record. But yet, this was so funny about the media. They're gonna bring up black victims' criminal past, but they don't bring the white suspect criminal past. You see where I'm coming from with that? But yet, they're gonna tell you and me, oh, well, this isn't a hate crime. I mean, yes, he said the N-word, but that doesn't mean anything. They're just feeling like they're nonchalant that this is a hate crime. And it proves that it is a hate crime. And I've been trying to tell you guys on my previous videos, there are white supremacist sleeper cell terrorists that carry out those attacks. People giving them the green light to carry out these attacks against black people. That's what's happening. And so this is, and again, like I said, I'm glad the victim, however, the victim is probably wounded, but he probably in stable condition, will be okay with these wounds. But some people might not be that lucky, depending on where he stabbed him at. So with the sister in Oakland, he stabbed her in the neck. Same with the brother, a young brother in Arizona. Same thing. He was stabbing the neck, all because he was playing rap music. And I told you before, it's the white supremacist terrorists with sleeper cells carry out those attacks. And now they want to downplay in this story, saying he called him the N-word, but that's really not a hate crime. Yeah, for those of you, if you believe that, then you're just a moron, because obviously somebody told them it's not a hate crime, and it got to be someone higher up to tell them that. But at the end of the day, the witness says that she saw the dude call him the N-word and then stabbing him, and you said it's not a hate crime. Y'all let me know what you think about the story. Like, click, subscribe. And one last thing before I go, I think Tariq Nasheed did brought it up on one of his live streams, but he said outside of T-Mobile store, but it's not a T-Mobile store. It's the Boost Mobile store on Church Avenue in East Flatbush, Brooklyn. So let me know what you think about this. Like, click, subscribe, and remember to click the notification bell for all the news and commentary. With that being said, this is Lions Den signing off. Deuces.